Hi everyone. So today we're going to be discussing a few more functions on Excel. So if we just recap on a few things in terms of MS Excel, what do we use MS Excel for? We use MS Excel to create quick calculations, perhaps budgets, and drawing up income statements or balance sheets. Okay. So that's what we do. So what is a cell? What are cells? Cells are these little blocks, right? So if you wanted to be in a specific block, for example, I'm currently in which cell? I'm in C5. How do I know that? Merely if you're looking at your name box, you will see where your cell destination is. However, you will also notice you're in column C and in row 5. Okay, so that brings us to columns. So you have your A, B, C, D columns and so forth. And then you've got your rows. So there you have your rows. Okay, and then we also spoke about column widths. So what do we know about column width? When we leaving our cursor, for example, I've typed in Monday over here. We missed Autofill, excuse me. So basically we've got Monday. So let's just highlight these because we've completed those cells. We've highlighted columns, rows, and we're on the autofill function now. So we've got Monday, and once we've got Monday, we would like to create Tuesday and Wednesday. So how do we do that? We'll type up Monday and we will use the autofill function where we leave our cursor on that square and it drags it across. Okay, and then you've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But you'll notice that you can't see Wednesday and Thursday seems to be cut off. So what we could do is we could highlight all of them at once, leave our cursor on the end of that cell, double click, and it would then increase the column width. Okay, so that is now autofill as well as column width that we've completed. Row height, if you remember, if we wanted to increase the row height, there's more than one way of doing that. So we'll leave our cursor between the 6 and the 7. If we were to increase this row 7's height, and we'll have to make sure that we have that cursor. It turns into a black cross, but with 2 arrows facing up and down. And if we keep our click in on that line, it creates a height, and then we can drag it down and it increases the height. Or the other way is to right click on it and say row height please, and you could type in 60 for example, and it will increase your row height. Okay, so that's your row height. I'm just going to click on undo. Okay, and that's what you have in terms of your row height. Then we're talking about inserting and deleting rows and columns. Okay, so how would we insert a column and how do we delete a column? So if we were to insert a column, what we do is between the column C and D, we would highlight it, and all we do is we click on that and we can say click on insert over here. So that's the quick way, but like I said, there's always more than one way, but let's do the first one. You can either click on the picture, which I prefer doing, and as soon as you click on the picture, you'll notice it's inserted a column. You could also click on the down arrow. So let's just undo that. So you would highlight the column. You could also click on the down arrow under the home ribbon, under insert, and you can say insert cells. You click on insert cells, it also inserts a column. Okay, now I'm going to click on undo again. You could also right click and you can say insert. And so there's more than one way of doing things. Okay, so we're gonna undo it again. And And then basically what we're going to do now is we need to show you how to insert a row. So the same way you inserted a column, you'd be inserting a row. You click on 11, it highlights the entire row. Do you notice that? And all you'll do is, again, you'll go under home, you'll say insert, either picture or the down arrow, or right click on the row, the row number. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on insert, and it inserts a row for me. So if I wanted to delete that row, which I do want to do, what I'm going to do is I'll either say undo, which I just did now, or if I said insert and I wanted to delete that row, it's highlighted already, but basically you'd highlight the entire row, and your next to insert is delete. Again, you can use the picture, and there it deletes the row. Okay, the same thing you can do with your column. If you've inserted a column and you want to delete that column, all you have to do is say delete, and it will delete that column. So there we have covered inserting and deleting of rows and columns. The next thing that I wanted to show you is how to merge and center. So you'll notice that my results is the heading for this particular exercise. This is just an example, because I'm going to highlight that and just going to delete that for now. And basically you've got a list or an exercise over here. This is the test 1 series. I just want to make sure this is supposed to be test 2 and test 3. So what I could do is I could use the autofill and then drag it across, and there I've got my test series. Okay, so when they're talking about merge and center, what are they saying? They're saying that merge and center is basically to merge cells. So I don't want the cell to be only on in the cell. I want it to be in the center of this entire exercise in terms of the heading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight those 4 cells. Once I've highlighted the 4 cells, you'll notice it's 4 cells, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But as soon as I highlight the 4 cells, I'll go under home, and it will say there merge and center. I click on merge and center, and what it does is it merge means to put things together. Okay, like our company merges, then basically it means that you're putting cells together into one big cell. And you'll clearly see that that's exactly what's happened over here. You've got no longer 4 cells, but one big cell, and the information is in the center of that big cell. Okay, so once again, let's just go undo. So what did I do? I highlighted the 4 cells. I went into home, and where it says merge and center, I clicked on it, and it merged the cells into one big cell and put the information in the center of that cell. So there I have merge and center. Okay. The next one that I want to show you is create headers and footers. Okay. So there's no 2 methods of creating headers and footers. And like I always say, there's always more than one way of creating things. So let's look at headers and footers. So like we discuss headers and footers in MS Word, it's slightly different in terms of how it looks in Excel. And this is how we do it. So to insert the header, I'm sure you all remember, you go into insert. When you go into insert, on the far right, it will say header and footer. As soon as you click on header and footer, you'll notice your sheet changes. Okay, so how does it change? You'll see now it will change. It will look slightly different. So I click on header and footer, and as soon as I click on header and footer, it's almost as if it breaks the sheet into sections. So you'll notice that there's a header, and you've got a left side, you've got a center, and you've got a right. Okay, And once you've got the left, the center, and the right, you can type in your information there as they instructed you to do. Okay, so what we're going to type in on the left, we're going to type in, let's type in my name. Okay, so my name is Shireen Moda. And then in the footer, I'm going to type in, and if you scroll down, you'll see here it will say click to add footer. So you've got also a left, a center, and a right. So I'm going to, in the center, I'm going to type in MS Excel. Okay. And then I'm going to click in my spreadsheet, and I can scroll up. But you'll notice, can you see that it actually breaks it into sections? But we always work on the white sheet, right? We never focus on the gray sides, okay? And you'll notice it's almost as if it actually creates a page break. Okay, so don't worry too much about it. All you must remember is that you insert your header and your footer and always try and go back to the normal screen. So how do we go back to the original screen? This is what we do. You'll notice there are three little blocks over here. The first one will say normal. If you click on it, it goes straight to the normal screen. And once you've clicked on it and it went straight to the normal screen, you'll also notice, and nothing to be alarmed by, but it's just that it creates these little dotted lines, and that's what they call a page break. Okay, so that is your page break. You'll notice now also, so there we created a header and a footer. Okay, I also wanted to show you the quick method to insert the header and the footer. So the quick method is, the first one was for you to go back to the normal screen, right? So the next one where it says page layout, the next block, it will say page layout. And you'll notice, you see the first one says normal, the second one says page layout. If you click on it, it goes straight to your header and your footer that I just created now. Okay, and then the last one is called a page break view. So basically this is where you can just extend your page break if you wanted to make it into one big page. Okay, so that when you print it, you wouldn't have printed two pages. So now we'll go back to the normal screen. So now you know exactly how to create, or how to go to the quick button to create your header and your footer. So that is how we create footers.